The Synco G3 is a complete redesign of the previous version. It still consists of two transmitter mics that have a range of up to 250 meters, but now the receiver can also be used as a microphone and a charging case, and these two can now also record internally up to 44 hours in 48 kHz 16-bit audio quality. The brain of the system is the receiver. The two transmitter mics can be plugged in and out on the left and right side of the device. If they are physically connected to the RX, they are not going to work as microphones but will automatically be charged. The charging case has a maximum powering time of 12 to 15 hours and takes around 2.5 hours to be fully charged via USB-C. The RX, which only weighs 74 grams, has a 1.8-inch LCD screen showing plenty of settings, but isn't very bright, which can be noticed when filming in sunny locations. Below the display are 4 buttons that can be used to change settings. All 3 devices have 3.5mm headphone jacks, which is a very welcome feature. The transmitters also have a dedicated red button to adjust the headphone volume. Unlike the previous Synco G mics, this series doesn't offer an external microphone input anymore. Though this isn't very surprising since most people tend to use the internal mics anyway. The two transmitters can record internally in 16-bit 48 kHz, each with a maximum recording time of 22 hours. To avoid any troubles, the record button needs to be pressed for 3 seconds to start and stop the internal recording. Besides a USB-C input and a headphone jack, the TX also features a 3.5mm output to connect it with a camera or phone, as well as an internal microphone which is placed on the very right side. The build quality of the 3 devices isn't very high and very robust, but to be honest, that is to be expected at such a price point. Something else I want to mention is that the buttons and the interface work very well, both physically and also the software, so there are no hiccups, no issues. Something else to also be aware of is, of course, the placement of the transmitter microphones, because as you can see, there is branding on there. There is an on-off button as well as a signal color, so depending on how you place it, it can certainly be visible. And the colors available right now are silver or gray, which I got right here, and a white one, but I think it would be good if Synco would also offer a black one, because that tends to blend better with certain colors. The wireless audio quality of the microphones is overall okay, but can sound a bit muffled. To get the best results, the equalizer can be adjusted. There are different presets available, such as blues, rap or country. The best voice recordings can be achieved when selecting popular. These settings can be individually adjusted for both transmitters. The internal recordings will certainly deliver the clearest and richest sound quality compared to the wireless signal. One of the biggest features of the G3 is the ability to customize the transmission and recording controls. While the number of settings can be a bit confusing in the beginning, it's a big advantage to have such a variety of options. Both transmitter mics can be used as single mics or can be combined. Although this isn't a new feature, the unique thing about the G3 is that the receiver, which usually sits on top of a camera, can also be used as a microphone. This means all 3 devices can serve as microphones simultaneously. This can be set up differently in the menu. One of the transmitters is set as microphone A, while the other one is called B or L and R for left and right. In the output settings, one of the channels can be set to RX to activate the receiver's microphone. This way, the 2 transmitters are using one audio channel while the receiver uses the second channel. This feature is especially useful for interviews where the person behind the camera should also be audible, for example, asking questions. Compared to the previous generation of the microphone, the G3 certainly is the most advanced. even though in the beginning it can take quite a while to get used to all the features and functions. But I think this is what really makes this microphone stand out, because if you need a simpler version that doesn't have internal recording or the ability to also use the receiver as a microphone, then I think the G2 is still a very solid piece of gear. There is certainly still some room for improvement when it comes to audio clarity, build quality and screen brightness, but other than that it's a well-working microphone kit with an incredible set of customizable features.